Guys, welcome back to Vehicle Diaries. It's your boy Jay, and today we're going to be looking at something special. In my opinion, the best car that Honda ever made. You see, I watched top growing guys like Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May on Top Gear, and every time they spoke about cars, always about the motorsport version of it, like how fast is it, horsepower numbers, torque numbers, 0 to 60 times, and never would they actually talk. Well, they do once in a while, but you see, we as Nigerians, we can't really relate because we don't have motorsports here in Nigeria. I mean, professionally, not the ones that will block road and later on get accidents or the police will come after us, illegal street racing. No, we don't have that here. We don't have proper motorsports. So to the average Nigerian, what's a good car? That's what we're going to be looking at today. Bundle of joy behind me here will set you back 1.35 to 1.7 million. Damn, that's really hard even talking about it now. You know, far back as when I was in school, this car, then you could get a very, very neat one for 900,000, 1 million naira, 1.1 at most if you're getting like real grade A version. And if one that has been registered and used by Nigerian, 450, 500, you get a very beautiful one. But now, 750, 800, and you'd be grateful if the car is still in tip-top shape. 1.5 to 1.7 million for Belgium. This government has really done a strong thing. I mean, they are giving it to us, yeah? It's terrible, man. Exterior-wise, this, for the 2001 model, you have door handles that are the same color as the body paint. Your side mirrors, same color as the body paint, including the mold on the side mold, same color as the exterior. For others, it was black plastic. And this is power operable from inside. You have your sunroof. Real nice. Like, you had most options. They came as standard for even the basic specs. So it was a lot of car for very little money. Come around the back. I'd say they even tried with the tail lights. Quite nice looking. Not that funny thing they have on the 2018 to 2022 version now that looks like a bracket. I prefer this. You could call me old school, but for a car that is 22 years old, 19, 22 years old, yeah, it has stood the test of time if you ask me. A little bit of history with the Honda engine. You see, this is when they introduced the VTEC. VTEC stands for Variable Valve Timing and Electronic Lift Control, which, in other words, gives you high performance when you decide to step on throttle, and also good fuel economy if you just decide to cruise around town. This, with the ULEV variant, gives you 148 brake horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, 2001, that is quite ample for a daily driver. Wow. Again, 19 years old. This came with the fabric interior actually, though you could get it in leather if you went for the AX or the V6 version. The owner of this car has used it for 10 years. I think we got this 2010. They're about to 12 years actually. I'm sure a child who is 12 years old knows his left from his right. But look at this. Nothing has happened to this dashboard. Despite how hot the Nigerian weather is, no cracks, no peel. This is like the best of plastic materials you could ever imagine, because this has stood the test of time. Everything here is very nice, feels nice to the touch. This is the gear. It's a 4-speed automatic, which is terrible. This gearbox thinks about before shifting from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, like, do I want to serve him gear 3, do I want to serve him gear 2, or do I just remain there? Very appalling gearbox. I'd advise you go for manual, but overall, it has stood the test of time with the owner, thanks to good maintenance culture, though many people complain about the automatic transmission for Honda vehicles. Everything in here, you have your cruise control, as you can see. You have your sunroof buttons here. You have your the four power windows, and the driver's side power window is automatic, so you just push once and everything goes down. You have your climate control, though it's not dual climate control, 2001. So yeah, and it wasn't considered a luxury vehicle as at the time. Yeah, but you have your AM, FM, CD, single CD, not 6 CD. The sound quality was okay, basic but okay. Your wiper, your side stalks, yeah. Handbrakes, they are missing in nowadays cars. You don't know how important, God, it feels. Instead of pushing that button they call electronic handbrake, that's rubbish. Yeah, you have storage space, your power outlet, cup holders, more storage space. Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of more space, your glove box, very deep, lots of storage space. Here for your sunglasses, if you wanted, kept your sunglasses in there. You have vanity mirror with lights, both driver and passenger side, vanity mirror with lights. It had everything, and it was also reliable. I mean, I don't know what else you'd be looking for in a car as an average Joe. I mean, how much are we being paid in this country, by the way? Speaking of spaces, let's look at the back seat. See, this seat has been shifted to my driving position. I'm about 5'8". I'm not up to 5'9". I wanted to say 5'9", but 5'8", actually 168 centimeters. And as you can see, enough space, and I'm keeping a fro now. Enough space, like you can sit here comfortably. It sits 3 people comfortably. Even the transmission hump isn't so high, so it's easy to move to the middle and stay. Sit comfortably here. You also have an armrest with cup holders and passage to the trunk from this place. So you just unlock this, open it, and there's space to the trunk from there. No other upholstery work has been done to this car. It's not sagging. The chairs are still comfortable. They're still neat, not torn. This car's held up very well. Very, very well. Better still, how it drives and handles is another thing to talk about for its age. Alright guys, what it's like to drive. Well, it's not going to win you any sports event per se. It's not dreary either. You see, what baffles me the most till now about this car is how amazing the shocks are. The shock absorbers are impeccable. If you compare it to its then rival, the Toyota Camry, aka Toyota Pencil or Toyota Envelope, if you are driving the same car of the same year, the Toyota engine-wise may be smoother, but handling, how the shocks feel, how it absorbs bumps, this takes the cake. It destroys the Toyota when it comes to that, because this handles impeccably well. The shocks are amazing. It just irons out all the bumps. It's really, really interesting. Now, other than fuel economy, which is very okay, it's great if you ask me. When it comes to maintenance, it's just as easy to maintain as your average Toyota, though people have their fears. Everyone talks about Hondas and their legs pulling out at the ball joint, and I'd blame the driver more than I'd blame Honda for that, because it sure gives warnings. Like I said, this we've been using for 12 years now, since 2010, and not once, well, once, that's one, not even half the time have we experienced that leg issue, that tire issue pulling out from the ball joint. So which goes to say it's just who is using the car that matters. Another common problem known with this vehicle is, here's a bump. See? Smoothens it. Another common problem is the transmission, especially if you get one with the automatic transmission. This is not a question about Nigeria now, it's worldwide. Even if you go to different Honda forums in the US, Japan, they always complain about the 4-speed automatic that comes with this vehicle. Not just this vehicle, Hondas mostly. And they are not so reliable if they are not given enough attention. The gearbox loves a lot of TLC. So if you want to go for something like this, I'd usually advise you just probably go for manual. Oh God, manual is so sweet when you're changing gear. Very slick, short throws. Very nice. You enjoyed manual more, but of course, traffic and lazy drivers, especially if you don't want your left leg to be bigger than your right leg, they'll prefer just sticking with automatic. We've not had an automatic transmission problem too with this, because the owner has been diligent in always making sure to maintain it, change the oils at the proper intervals. So yes, it still works fine. Downside to it working fine, it's age. It takes its time before deciding, is it time for me to go to gear 3 or gear 4? For example, now I want to move. Before it peaked, it took its time. Oh yeah, now it has peaked. Now drop. It just dropped. Like, it's slow, like special needs child. But if you're not trying to trash it at this age, you just want to go around town cruising, yeah, changes smoothly, does what you want it to do. Another common problem known to this particular vehicle is the water pump seems to fail at high mileages, which then leads to the car overheating. But of course, the car isn't made from any material found on Krypton. As long as it's made from anything found on Earth, there's something called wear and tear. So as long as you keep on using it, it's going to get old, and when it gets old, it's going to be due for change. So yeah, when you know you've used it for a while, try and check your water pump. At least when you check your water pump, make sure it doesn't overheat. You check your fuel pump as well to ensure that the supply of fuel is still steady. Another thing I don't really like about the car is that the climate control, the AC, isn't that chill. Honda is better. Toyota is better. Way colder. Any Toyota I pick is way colder. Peugeot is better. Also way colder. That's it. Crossing a real line. Still, yeah. So other than these few issues, of which, believe you me, you can live with it. It's not like the AC isn't cold. It's not just as cold. Yeah, it's chill, but not as chill. Yeah. So, and the ball joint thing, the car will tell you it's going to let you know before failing. It's just if you ignore it, then it's going to fail. So, water pump. There's no car whose water pump won't give up at old age either. So these are things you take into consideration, because other than that, this car has held up well. I mean, if you look at the more recent ones, like its successor, the end of discussion continues. That's 2003 to 2007 Honda Accord. They didn't age this well. They didn't at all. But damn, the price now is really scary. But it's still affordable. Take it from point A to point B on a daily without messing you up. You know, let me liken cars to food now. Sport cars are like jollof rice. And if I get 5 people to make jollof right now, maybe 2 people might get it spot on, like lick your finger kind of jollof. But you see, with this, you're playing it safe. This is just white rice and stew. Every Sunday afternoon, you have it after church. And it's never bad. It's not going to be for the party, but it's going to taste well. And you're going to be satisfied. And you're going to say, I had rice. That's how I see this car. It's your white rice and stew. So it's a great car, all in all. So, for me to keep on bringing more contents like this to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And in the comment section, if there's any other vehicle you'd like me to review, just comment in the section there. Please don't say Ferraris. We've not gotten there yet. We're just starting. Don't bankrupt me. I beg of you. Until next time, take care.